What's going on, everyone? This is Iris bringing you a little bit something different from me. Usually, as you know, I do kill confirmed hardcore, but I got a little free-for-all hardcore here for you. And one thing I noticed when I was playing this match is I played very aggressively because I figured that's the way to play. I didn't kind of patrol spawns or, kind of just stay in a certain area and camp it out. I really kind of just rushed around where I could, just looking for people. And I think I had a pretty good game. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think about it. Typically I'm not used to playing this mode, but I think I am going to start playing it a little bit more. And one thing I noticed, the lobby was a lot more balanced. There was a lot more players, I think, beneath my, score per minute or skill level, whatever you want to call it. But it just seemed it was pretty balanced very well. It was a pretty close match at the end, you guys will see. I don't want to spoil it, whether I pull it out or not, but let you guys watch the rest of the video. The topic I wanted to get into is, so basically we got the DLC that dropped, and we've got weapons in the supply drops, and that's probably going to be the way, COD is going to be going forward. I mean, generally, once something makes $1, they're not going to go back to not making that dollar. So, I saw a video that, from Thunder talking about there might be kill streaks in supply drops and, specialists, and, not to put it past them to do so because it'll generate a lot of money for them. And I started thinking about that, and I'm like, how would they do the matchmaking if they started putting things like that into supply drops, right? So basically with the matchmaking is you have a big pool of players and they all get matched based on the game, and then you get players that are matched based on whether they have the DLC or not. And now you're gonna have players matched whether they have the kill streaks or not, because how would that work if I say I got a chopper gunner in a supply drop, say they add a chopper gunner, I get a chopper gunner, and I'm the only one in that game that would be able to use it unless somebody else, the odds of how many other people in that lobby having it, I just don't see how that would work. Or would it be a smaller pool of me being matched up with other players that also have that same kill streak? I'm just confused how that would even work. What else could they put in these supply drops other than what they already have, besides, camos, decals, reticles, all that kind of stuff, and, specialist or kill streaks? I just don't see how that would work. But being it is what it is, I kind of see that this is how it's going to be going forward. And regardless of how you feel about it, this is just the way it's going to be. We'll just have to adapt. At least I know I will. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to spend any of my money out of my pocket on in-game purchases like that. I think the only one that I did for COD was it was like $3.99 or $4.99, the Code Warrior, where some of that money, the proceeds, go to the veterans. So I did do that, of course, because that was for a good cause. It wasn't hopefully going into anybody's pocket over at Activision. But, if I start making money off of my channel, or one day if I decide to start streaming and I'm making money off of that, then I would use money from that to put back, into the game, because that's kind of what's, it's kind of supporting itself. I would take from that to put into the channel and to buying stuff like that, and COD points or whatever you want to call it, and use it in that way. But right now, out of my pocket, no, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't really warrant me doing it. There's nothing that they've put into supply drops, at least with Black Ops 3, that's any real game changing. The weapons that they did put in there, I don't think it's right that they put them in the supply drops, but the ones that they did do seemed kind of balanced. Nothing is really overpowered as much. I'm not running into them as much as I did in Advanced Warfare with, the BALs and the speakeasies. That was just I guess it was the first attempt at doing that, and it kind of failed. If anything, you would think Sledgehammer would learn from how Treyarch did it, where the weapons would be somewhat balanced. The one thing I have noticed, because I only open common drops, I don't open rare ones when I do get the crypto keys. And I have noticed that the items that I was getting before with the crypto keys, common drops, I'm no longer I'm not getting like cool camos. I'm getting like, jesters and decals, so, I don't know if something really went on over there as far as what you're going to get, but it just seems like something's a little off there, even with the common crypto key drops, you're not really getting the as good as stuff as you got before. So maybe it's another way that they're enticing people to spend that dollar to get the used COD points, but I'm definitely not going to do that. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, if it's something that we're going to get used to. Do you spend money out of pocket? Do you have a limit? Or are you like me? One day, you know, you'd like to generate enough money off your channel to reinvest that, you know, into the game. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the gameplay here. It was pretty fast paced. I tried to keep up. You know, in hardcore, you don't have the little score down on the left-hand corner. So I really didn't know where I was. I kind of knew where I was. I knew I was getting kills, and I didn't know how close I was until the very end. But, you know, man, it is a nice game mode. Once you get into it, I played a couple of them. This was one of the best gameplays that I had. Not that I did bad in the other ones, it's just that this one was the one that I really said, all right, let's go. Let's open it up. Let's go looking for people. But yeah, I kind of like it. I got to get the spawns down in my head. You know, I was watching a couple of videos from Exclusive Ace, and I know Great Disciple knows his spawns really well, more so on the domination side. But I think once I get the spawn points in my head pretty well, I'll probably pick up a couple of wins and start getting a little bit more consistent with it. Well, as you can see right there, I came up a little bit short, and I was actually the victim of the final kill cam, but I did my best. I'm sure I'm going to get better. Let me know, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.